9 signs you are a narcissist. Word of the day is narcissist. Narcissist is a person who has excessive interest in or admiration of themselves. It's all about me. Forget you. Oh man, if I could use you to benefit me, that's all you good for. If they can step on your head to benefit themselves, they will do it and won't think twice about it. It's all about them. Saying of the day, you're not responsible for who you attract, but you are responsible for who you entertain. This talk is for educational purposes only, and it's not a substitute for professional advice, treatment, guidance, or diagnosis. If you or someone you know is experiencing a mental health crisis, substance use and abuse, or suicidal thoughts, dial 988. 988 is available 24/7 nationwide and staffed by trained crisis counselors who are just a text or a call away. Mental health is important, y'all. Interacting with a narcissist can be confusing, frustrating, and even hurtful. Interacting with a narcissist can be confusing, frustrating, and even hurtful. Narcissists will often overlook or ignore many of the traits that make them unlikable. So the things that they do that make people dislike them, they don't see it that way. The things that they do that make people dislike them, they continue to do. Get into it. Number one, instead of listening, they're wrapped up in their own opinion. They don't want to hear nothing no one else has to say. Have you ever felt looked down upon or ignored, even though that person was in no position to do so? A narcissist's perception leads them to believe what others have to say isn't important, so they block other people out. Rather than actively listening to other people or integrating into a discussion, like you come up on a discussion and some people are already talking, having a good time talking, you don't just jump in the damn discussion. You don't just invite yourself in and take over and hijack the discussion. You listen. And if you find an in and you can contribute something to the conversation, then you slide in. Don't you hate when you and somebody talking about something and y'all having a really good conversation and here comes somebody buttoned in because they are narcissists? They want to control y'all's flow. Hold on, man. That ain't what it was all about, man. That ain't what it was. And both of y'all wrong. This is what it is. Then invited themselves into a perfectly good conversation. And now they hijacked and want to control it. Oh man, I hear some grumbling. I must be hitting some nerves. A narcissist's perception leads them to believe what others have to say isn't important, so they block them out. Rather than actively listening and integrating in discussions, they treat all conversations as a platform to present their ideas only, which they think are the only ideas worth listening to. Narcissists. 9 signs you are a narcissist. Number 2, narcissists tend to cheat in relationships. Oh my God. Because look, man, if you a smart, intelligent man, you ain't going to jeopardize no good woman. You ain't going to fumble no good woman because you realize how hard it is to find. But not just so how hard it is to find. Why would you want to hurt somebody who loves you and would do anything for you? That's like stealing from somebody who would have gave it to you. Narcissists believe they're treasures that are too good for anyone. They are the treasure that is too good for anybody. Cheating is often a way for narcissists to temporarily repair their fragile ego. Because you got a good person at home, but the only reason you got to go chase is because you got a fragile ego. You find it in yourself, everybody else is extra. Come on, man. I've done that. If you ain't done that, something wrong. Because you got to know bitter and to understand and appreciate sweet. Narcissists are incapable of forming any kind of normal relationship and will bring drama to their partner's lives. Betraying someone and leaving them in great distress and grief gives a narcissist a rush of power. So when you sitting around crying, when you sending them letters and text messages begging them, why, baby, they're enjoying it. They're eating it. They're eating your pain. They're licking your pain. This is delicious. Look what I was able to do. Sometimes a narcissist will start some stuff with you just so they can make you vulnerable. Come on, man. Y'all, let's be for real. I used to do, y'all ain't nobody going to admit you used to manipulate women because you could. Oh, yeah. You ain't never had a woman you knew loved you, knew liked you, knew would do anything for you, and you took advantage of it. Manipulated her, played games with her heart? A sense of power. But it really ain't. It's a false sense of power. Because a real, true sense of power is somebody who's going to be real to the person that's real to them. Because if you can't be real to the person that's real to you, you really don't have no power. 9 signs you're a narcissist. Number 3, they constantly need to be admired by others. Need to be admired and validated by other people at all times. And anytime they feel like they don't get that, something is wrong. That's why a man can have a beautiful woman. You can tell her, I love you 100 times a day. But it's the new dude at work that all the other girls looking at when he said it means something. The mailman said, you look good today. And she perk up. But you've been saying it all year. You constantly need to be admired. Narcissists may look like they possess tremendous confidence, but it's not enough. They try to give off like they're so confident, but it's an act. They're not really confident. They give the impression that they are. They need constant admiration. This deep-seated need of always wanting to be admired is why people around them often find themselves emotionally drained. Because you get around them and you got to keep telling them that they're doing a good job. Got to keep telling them that they're pretty. Got to keep giving them compliments. After a while, you're like, man, I don't want to go around them no time soon. That was a lot. Every time they come up with a problem and you got a solution for it, that ain't going to work. So what are we going to do here? Just sit here and lick our wounds? Have a pity party? I ain't into that. I'm in the solutions. If you ain't in the solutions, we ain't the same. I don't sit around and feel sorry for myself. If it's something I can't control, I forget about it. And if it's something I can't control, why worry about it when I can change it? You rather worry about it than change it? To them, there's no greater rush than being put on a pedestal and worshiped by their fans and their followers. They actually think they got fans and followers. You know who else wanted fans and followers? Am I right?
Wait.
Am I right, brother? Am I right, brother? So today, in modern day society, we got a lot of people trying to duplicate what the devil tried to duplicate and block God out because they feel like they deserve to be uplifted. Ain't that what the devil said? Some of y'all don't know. But that's what he said. He said, you know what? I should build my throne up here, higher than God. I mean, that's the top narcissist of history, the devil. Jesus said he saw him fall out of heaven like lightning. That's fast. That's a 10,000-pound Mike Tyson knockout. Want to be exalted? God take real good care of me, bro.
Amen.
God takes real good care of me financially, physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, all of that. All I got to do is keep doing what I'm supposed to be doing. 9 signs you are a narcissist. Number 4, they don't take any criticism well. Constructive or otherwise, they don't take it well. You better not open up your mouth and criticize them unless you want to fight or an argument. They don't want your opinion if it's criticism. Only time they want your opinion is when you co-sign in their BS. And other than that, you're not needed. See, I'm the type of person, I'll tell my friend what they need to hear and say, look, man, we might not even talk no more after this, but you heard it. But I wouldn't be your friend if I didn't tell you this just now. I ain't going to be like everybody else, watch you go to the penitentiary. I'm not going to be like everybody else and watch you go into the grave. At least I can say I talked to you. But I'm not going to co-sign your BS. Narcissists think they're superior to others around them and believe themselves to already be perfect. And you're not perfect. You are becoming. As long as you're breathing. I don't care if you're 60, I don't care if you're 80 years old, you have not become. Becoming. And then there's become. Human beings are in a constant state of becoming as long as you're breathing. The only way you're going to become is if you were God. See, because when you become, that means you don't have to grow anymore. Y'all get me? When you become, say like I become. I became this. If I became that, I don't have to grow anymore. If a caterpillar turns into a butterfly, becomes a butterfly, he's not going to turn back into a caterpillar, or he's not going to turn from a caterpillar to another creature. He's already become. So as human beings, you're only going to become after your death. You can never be perfect on earth. And you will never be perfect in life. The only thing you can do is pick up your cross and do your best every single day to try to help somebody coming behind you. And if you ain't doing that, you fooling yourself. Narcissists react poorly, maybe yelling, throwing a fit when they perceive what you said as criticism. They'll yell at you, throw a fit, flip out, when all they have to say is, I'll do better. 9 signs you're a narcissist. Number 5, they will exploit anyone without guilt or shame. There's no conscience. And if you are an empath, person, which means you have empathy for other people, you take on other people's pain. An empath is a person, you can be watching TV and then a sad story come on, and then later on you feel bad about it. Even though it didn't happen to you, you took on that pain. You felt that and you carried that. That's what an empath is. If you are an empath, you are food for a narcissist. They are your predator in life. You always see a person who's a narcissist attached to somebody who has empathy, so they can suck them out. Because a person who has empathy are naturally giving of their energy. They can't be no other way. That's how they are. So a narcissist knows this is a nice supply. It will exploit anyone without guilt or shame. Narcissism and empathy don't go hand in hand. Narcissists are unwilling to see the world from the perspective of others. As a result, they're able to exploit others without any feelings of remorse. They will manipulate people to fulfill their own needs without regard for the consequences that their actions may have on others. 9 signs you are a narcissist. Number 6, they belittle others in order to feel good. Say a lot about you that in order for you to feel good, you got to put somebody down. The narcissist thinks they're the best thing since pockets. Narcissists, when confronted with a talented or well-liked person, when confronted with a talented or well-liked person, they tend to be dismissive about the other person to show that they don't even really care about them. And if that doesn't work, they resort to personal attacks, sabotage, and jealousy. They will belittle and intimidate the other person in order to establish a superiority over them. 9 signs you are a narcissist. They see themselves as more attractive than they really are. Despite the fact that everyone should feel attractive, there's a fine line between a healthy self-image and being delusional. This line is often crossed by narcissists who believe they are exceptionally attractive, regardless of having any imperfections. The narcissist uses this perceived superior attractiveness to justify to themselves why they're too good for everyone else. 9 signs you are a narcissist. Number 8, they gaslight those who love them. Gaslighting is a tactic narcissists use in order to manipulate and gain power and control over those around them. Gaslighting is frightening because it's evil at its core. The manipulation is lengthy and gradual, so the victim doesn't notice it happening like when you're growing. You never notice when you're growing as a kid, do you? Unless you put like I did, put the little line at the door. Right. I did that. Every year, when school would end, I would go home, last day of school, and I would measure myself. It's still on the door at my mom's house, bro. It's still at that door. But you don't notice how tall you be growing. It's just happening. You don't notice when a plant is growing. That's the way narcissists are when they gaslight you. You never notice it, man, because they got certain tactics. What they'll do is they make you depend on them. Some people, they want to make you depend on them so they can use it against you. Also, they'll keep you vulnerable all the time, like keep arguing with you, keep fussing with you, keep your mind on some negativity, and you can't relax, you can't calm down. They keep you on your toes. That's one of the ways they implement their particular negative program. They make you pity them in order to get what they want. They use sympathy and pity. So you'll feel sorry for them. Not because they really feel bad, because they know that you have a heart. And that's one of the ways they can get some of the things they want. It's manipulation. Also, they'll keep their hopes up. They keep their hopes up. What they mean by that is the relationship isn't going good. Communication ain't going good. But they're just going to do enough to keep your hopes up. They're going to promise enough just so you don't walk out on them. They keep the person's hopes up. Also, another technique they'll use is they try to learn your strengths and learn your weaknesses. Gaslighting can reduce the most healthy, confident person down to a shaking, paranoid shell of who they used to be. The victim no longer believes they know what is real, so they buy into the reality of their abuser and finally giving the narcissist full control over their mental. 9 signs you are a narcissist. Number 9, they put some people on pedestals. They put strong emphasis on some people. My last sign seems oddly contradictory to the other signs, but it is very logical, and here's why. Narcissists believe that they have to have perfection in everything, including people they associate with. So if I'm perfect, the people who I associate with or the people I like got to come off that way too. A narcissist will often cozy up to someone higher in status, believing that the perfection of the higher up will somehow rub off onto them. An example, that suck up in class who always gets the speaker's attention. Or the brown nose at work who always gets the supervisor's attention and gets promoted but does less work than everybody else. 9 signs you're a narcissist. Number 1, instead of listening, they're wrapped up in their own opinion. Number 2, they tend to cheat in relationships. Number 3, they constantly need to be admired. Number 4, they don't take any criticism well. Number 5, they will exploit anyone without guilt or shame. Number 6, they belittle others in order to feel good. Number 7, they see themselves as more attractive than they really are. Number 8, they gaslight those who love them. And then number 9, they put some people on pedestals.
Now, someone like this, do they act like this because maybe they're hiding something inside, or is it just pure arrogance?
It's a character trait. That's just their personality. Some people got that personality. That's all. Yeah, some people just have that personality. And the only way you're going to get past that is therapy.
Because I say that because I had a cousin who was just like that. Thought he was the best family member ever. He had to have his nose and everything. So I think it was just pure arrogance out of him.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Some people that live.
Yeah.
I'm saying that now that you put it out like that, and since I've been here, it's evident what they were doing, what I was seeing. These people was like, they hit damn near every one of those. They want all the attention, they tend to manipulate, and it's not fair for you to be a person that's coming into a situation or a relationship and you just being you, no agenda. But this other person has an agenda. Right. You can't tell it.
Well, that's where discernment comes in. That's where discernment comes in. Because even if you look out in the wild and you got a lion out in the grass, hiding in the gold grass, and their hair is gold, and there's animals going by, it ain't personal. They're going to do what they do. But animals is in their best interest to be cautious. They see, look, man, when animals who have predators and they see a watering hole, they don't just run up to it. It take a while for them to get there. They watching everything around, and even when they finally do get up there, there's a video where there's some sort of an animal sticking its face in there, and an alligator. Discernment, brother. Discernment. If you out here getting eaten up, quit presenting yourself. Quit offering yourself up. You're not responsible for who you attract, but you are responsible for who you entertain. You don't have to entertain everybody. People gonna contact you out of the blue sometimes, bro. It's up to you if you entertain that. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was in a situation like that when you was talking about the abuse the woman. I was in that. I had a great woman.
Yeah, okay.
I sucked everything. I drained her. I abused her.
Got the good and while the getting was good.
Man, but guess what?
Regret it, don't you?
Ended me on the street.
Bro, let me tell you something. One thing about a good woman, a man ain't never gonna forget a good woman.
Ooh wee.
You could be in a relationship with another woman, bro, and you'll still think back on that good woman that you fumbled.
Yes.
Because you're gonna measure every woman after that against that woman.